Welcome to episode number 2 in our Project Orange Axial Bronco rebuild. In episode 1 we went and looked at the suspension modifications and the battery tray mods, and in episode number 2 we're going to take apart the original body kit, take a look at some mods for that as well as a repaint, and we'll give you some details on how we went through all of that on today's episode. Thank you for watching, and let's get started. This thing has maybe the most detailed factory Lexan interior that I've ever seen. Now, we all know Axial's been doing pretty good with this because they keep producing these little half-pan interiors for trucks, but this is kind of like a three-quarter interior. I mean, it's a giant sheet of Lexan that's all laser cut, and the body's laser cut too, so everything fits razor tight. It's really quite nice. I mean, check out the detail work on the seats. That's like a hard plastic insert on the seats as well. So it's not all just Lexan. There's lots of hard details. The fenders, same. Same hard plastic. There's an outside piece and an inside piece. So when you screw them together with the million little tiny screws, they sandwich the Lexan so they can't come off. Like solid plastic grill. This is a pretty serious step up as far as body kits go. And the nice part is it gives us a chance to do a lot of detail work. So, because you can improve on all of these. Look at the screws, like nice light covers with light buckets inside. Lots of detail. Even the masking job on the window is actually pretty good. I think they did a great job on this kit. So this is a pre-painted sheet of Lexan. This is all white, and then it gets laser cut afterwards, which is why there's like yellowing in the corners. That's from the laser burning. Amazing. It's so precise. You know, typical Lexan, painted on the inside. Yeah. My paint is going on the outside. So what we've done here is we've got Scotch-Brite. It's a red Scotch-Brite pad. You can use, any sort of kitchen Scotch-Brite too if you have one. The whole point is that you need to scuff up the Lexan to break the shine off the Lexan. That gives the new paint something to grab onto. And if nothing else, it actually cuts down any of the leftover residual molding oils and all that stuff that could be left on the Lexan on the outside. So the cool part, you can see how the shine is gone. So that's the whole point of Scotch-Briting it, is to cut the shine off, and that gives the paint something a little rougher to grab onto, but you can't tell after it's sprayed. So I used 3 different cans of paint on this job. After the prep work, of course, with the scuffing and then a good washing and dry, I started on these On Point paints. So this is a company from Canada that's actually, I believe this is the same paint that Traxxas is selling inside. So, don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard. So this On Point paint comes in a jillion different colors. The one that we used on the main body was this bright orange. The number is 2205. This stuff sprays on without having a wet finish. It's very hard to describe any other way, but the paint sprays on kind of like a dry finish. Hard to explain. So you don't see it becoming wet. It's Lexan paint. We've painted this directly on the outside of the body, knowing that it was Lexan paint with a freshly scuffed and cleaned lid. There should be no issue with adhesion. And then when that was masked off, we did the rest of this with black, also On Point paint. I love the way this stuff sprays. The nozzles are really nice. It made a very even spray. The writing on the can is actually really Canadian and hilarious. You know, between coats, for instance, they usually say flash between coats, so many minutes. This one says keep your hands off your body and sing "O Canada" 6.5 times, which is 10 minutes to let the layers dry. So I'm glad we have Canadian paint that deals with, you know, Canadian issues like, you know, singing "O Canada" and stuff like that. So that's good advice. Sing "O Canada" sing "O Canada" 6.5 times between coats. Got it? And then, because that's a Lexan paint, and I was really interested in having kind of a scratch-proof outside coating, I put this plastic coat. This is an actual automotive flexible plastic paint. It's basically designed, so this is a transparent clear. The paint number is T45. You can get this at a lot of good automotive stores. It really is a professional grade quality enamel. And the reason I put this stuff on the outside is not because it makes it extremely wet, shiny, like a clear coat, wet shine kind of thing. I don't want that on the Lexan. What I actually really wanted was a scratch protection. So then that's what this gives you. Because it's a urethane enamel, it's a really nice spraying quality paint. You don't have to worry about it running very much. It flashes super fast. There's no special instructions on the back for Canada, so you just have to pay attention. That's the colors that we put on it, and let's go ahead and have a look at what that actually looks like on the truck. Pretty cool. So the name of the game now is actually just masking. I wanted to paint the black around the windscreen. There's like a rubber seal that shows up around the window glass between that and the window frame. And so because this is such a simple piece, I decided, okay, well, we're going to mask this off both sides. And then when I put the clear coat on top, I'll actually have the rubber seal clear coated right into the main paint. And the other reason I wanted to do this and show it off in the video here is because I wanted to show you guys the difference between the shine on the paint that's just the Lexan paint and then the shine on the paint when you put the clear coat on it. So it's not like bright wet shine. But you'll see in a second here, I'm going to get this tape off, and then you'll see the color separation for the actual window rubber seal that I painted. The factory stickers did a pretty good job, but, you know, I can't just have factory stickers. So you see how the orange is kind of dull? The black is fine, but the orange is dull. And now look at this. There's the clear coat. So the clear coat gives it that luster that you're kind of looking for in a single stage paint job. So it's not super bright. And I put the clear coat over top of the rest of the orange body and painted the black door jambs. And that really does matter, because you can see the black door jamb part that I've painted onto the main body side. When the interior finally jigsaws itself back together here, all these laser cut pieces actually fit together. Actually kind of like a puzzle, yeah, because the interior clips up inside the rear fender tops, and then the cage pins all the way through both pieces. So, and then the door clips have an actual screw that goes through two pieces. There's a surprising amount of actual interlocking parts. When you put the interior in, it turns that floppy Lexan body into something really solid. And unfortunately, it also makes it quite heavy in the back, which is the reason why I moved the battery up front in the last video. So if you haven't seen that, go back to the playlist in the description and you can take a look at that. But once you get all this stuff jigsawed in and get the doors shut, like, this thing really looks legit now. There's no more body color paint showing through the door bottom. The tube doors should just have black behind them, and that's it. So that's the reason why I painted all the door jambs. It looks way, way nicer now. And I actually thought it looked good before, but now it looks way better. And, you know, the dash is another hard part. It fits right into a pin and socket on the cage work, so you can't mess that up when you take it apart. It's so nice. This thing is really nice. Hard parts for seats, dash, steering wheel, shifters, doors, door latches, like, just such a great looking kit. And I really love that one coat shine on the orange. Looks great. Thank you so much for coming along. We have had a good look at the body and paint today, and next episode we're going to have a look at some of the detail work we've done on the body. There's been a few changes, so we'll have a look at that. And we want to thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing the entire playlist, please go into the video description box and take a look at that, as well as our initial review of the SCX3 Bronco. We've been pretty happy with the results so far, so also take a look at this new On Point paint, which is distributed here in Canada, and we hope you'll like it. We think it works pretty good. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.